What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily. I am joined by a couple of Haltermans here today. We've got Aaron Halterman and Papa Dude coming and joining us. Magic, too embarrassed to show his face after heading up north and, I don't know, what is it? Striking out, eh? I don't even know. I don't have a good Canadian football joke here.
He fumbled.
He fumbled it. There you go.
That's all I got.
Yeah. It was a big day in racing. We talked about that a little bit at the start, and we got some monster performances. Aaron, real quick, yesterday we had Olympiad over 110 buyer, Life is Good over 110 buyer. What did you think of the two of them, and are you excited to see some of these guys actually face off now here in the next couple months?
Yeah, that was really good. I think after we saw Life is Good earlier in the day, we thought, oh boy, that's just a monster, and he's on a class by himself, maybe other than Flightline. And then, yeah, unbelievably, just a few races later at Belmont, Charge It absolutely ran his eyeballs out. That was incredible. 22 link victory, 111 buyer. That was awesome. And then, my gosh, I bet on American Revolution. He ran a 108 buyer, and then Stephen Foster, and he wasn't even close. Olympiad just smoked him. So, yeah, those three horses were very impressive. I wouldn't give up on American Revolution either. He ran a very good race. So I think we saw four, contenders for the Classic. Even Charge It, I would throw in there. If not the Classic, the Dirt Mile, something like that. But we got a lot of fun races coming up in the summer after what we saw yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
That was pretty incredible. Papa Dude, do you have any sports highlights from yesterday?
Sports highlights, not much this time of the year, really.
It's a grind.
If you can be on the winning side of the majority of baseball games, you're doing pretty well. Baseball's crazy anyway. Really, when you make a baseball bet, even an obvious one, you got about a 60% chance, I think, of getting it right. And we're trying to pick. I think the rules are we can't pick anything, over minus 200. And that's
I'm trying to keep everyone under minus 140 here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we're picking tough games. We really are. Right. And it's hard to hit them because even if you pick the obvious ones, you're going to be right 60% of the time, probably. Now these are like 50-50 on most of them. So.
Well, yesterday was frustrating. I went with one of the obvious ones. The Yankees parlayed it with the Red Sox. We're hoping to take care of business. We have plus 144 heading into the Red Sox, and they just forget how to hit the baseball for a game against the Cubs there and end up with the minus 1 unit instead of the plus 144, which is pretty frustrating.
And you know what's going to happen. They're going to win today, and you're not – I don't think you're betting them, right? No, because they've killed us 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
It pisses you off whenever that happens, So
that's right. The Red Sox beat you the first day we were actually on the show.
Yeah, they both have been games they could have and should have won. So
you may not know the answer to this, Somich. What was the parlay just the Yankees both games yesterday? Do you have any idea?
Man, they were 280 and 260, so it would have been about 140, 130, somewhere in that range. So you could have done that. It's Papa Dude mentioned this yesterday. It's tough to win back-to-back games in a doubleheader, even when you have someone like Cole on the mound for one of those games. Especially when you have this year, it's the 9-inning games, which make it, I think, even more difficult than the 7 last year because you just got a hot pitcher in both and kind of cruise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I saw the Yankees score of that second game because I was following the first one. I just casually looked at the second game. I was like, oh, man, that should have been the parlay. But again, like you said, minus 280 something for both of them. It may have been kind of tough. And hey, you talk about winning doubleheader, winning both of them. Tampa won, Papa Dude, the first game, but then they came through for you in the second game too. So
I was confident in that second game. The first game I kind of was too. That's what scared me. I was afraid they'd win that first game and couldn't win the second one. Because like Mike said, it's so hard to win a doubleheader, especially when you're on the road. They're on the road too. So when I saw they won the first game, I was pretty worried about the second one, but it was a pretty easy one. Yeah. So today's game, I thought about picking today. The series is tied 2-2, and I thought about taking Toronto today because it's pretty low. It's minus 135 the last I looked. Can Tampa Bay beat them 3 games in a row? I don't know. To me, the odds are you go with Toronto today. But I settled on another one here that's probably going to kick my butt, I imagine.
Well, we're gonna jump right into the bets here because we have Aaron and I both may break the rules, so we both have backup bets that we have to place here. And then we've got a bonus hot dog bet for all those 4th of July hot dog people because I actually have a hot dog tipster that texts me every year with best bets. So we'll get to that one at the end of this as well. So we're all over the place here. Let's start at Belmont here. I'm going to start out with my best bet simply because It's in the first race. So, that's my backup. It's in the first race. So I'm going to go with the number 2 horse. This is a Todd Pletcher trained horse called Lost Ark. Lost Ark is a Son of Violence, I believe it is. Yeah, Son of Violence. Violence, 18% first-time starters. It's a pretty salty race. You have a horse actually named Aaron, also going out for the Todd Pletcher barn in that race, as well as the 1-horse Certified Lover Boy going out for Raymond Handel. Certified Lover Boy by Mendelssohn. Mendelssohn 1 for 17 to start his stud career. Violence, 18% first time out. I think the 1-horse Certified Lover Boy could be very good in a couple starts, but I would rather take the 2 here, the Lost Ark, right out of the gate. Right now on the board at 6-5, was as high as 3-1 at one point, but getting bet down a little bit here. If it gets under 3-5 or under 4-5, which is our rule, then I have to have a backup bet. So I'm going to start out with a 2-horse in the first race over at Belmont. Aaron, you're also playing Belmont. You want to talk a little about your pick?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll jump right into it. I went down to the 8th race here at Belmont Park today and went with the number 5, Love and Thunder. This horse was super close to winning a bunch of races last year and just kept coming up short. Last race was in November for 2021, was in November 28th at Aqueduct, was close again in the stakes. Had a layoff, came back May 15th at Belmont Park, looked like a different horse. Just had that closing kick that you just couldn't quite finish it off last year. Really showed that she could get the job done. Now we go up to a small stakes race today. I think she gets it done and makes it 2 in a row. 9-5 on the morning line. We both kind of discussed it. We're worried that it's going to be right there on that line where it's too low, and that's kind of why we both have the backup bets there. But I do think number 5, Love and Thunder, gets it done today.
And that's actually a race that I previewed for the YouTube page here, racingdudes.com/YouTube. So go check out the full preview for that race. Spoiler alert, I picked Love and Thunder there as well. So I agree with Aaron here. It's all about whether or not we get the price. Papa Dude, you want to kick us off with a little baseball now?
All right. I had 5 possible ones today.
Wow.
We'll throw these out here real quick. I kind of like the Tigers over Kansas City today, and I thought that was odd, but I don't like to bet shitty teams. I just don't. And on them, that's 2 crappy teams, and I really like that one, though. My second favorite bet of the day is Toronto over Tampa Bay, simply because Tampa won 2 games yesterday, and I don't know if they can win 3, but I didn't go with that one. I thought it was pretty low. The Rangers at the Mets was -140. This morning anyway, and I think the Mets are going to win that. I like that one. Another game that I kind of tossed out there was Arizona and Colorado, but I tell you, I don't like to bet either one of those teams much. They're kind of unpredictable. They really are. So I settled on the White Sox and the Giants. I'm worried about this one, but I just feel like the odds are right. I don't like the White Sox starting pitcher. I got Lucas Giolito, I think is how you pronounce it. He's 4-4. He was pretty good his last time out, 2 earned runs in 6 innings, but in his previous 3 starts, he gave up 19 runs in 15 innings, and that's not very good. His ERA is not too high, so obviously he'd been pitching pretty good before those 3 games. The major thing for me is Chicago has won the first 2 games in San Francisco. I just don't see them sweeping the Giants. That was the major thing for me. The big deal on the Giants that I think's why this is so low, they're starting a pitcher out of the bullpen. And that, we know, never goes real well unless your bullpen's strong, because they're probably going to try to get 4, maybe 5 innings out of him. Hope they're ahead, turn it over to the bullpen. So that bothers me a little bit in this one. The Giants have lost 4 out of 5. They're kind of slumping. They've not played very well lately. They've lost the first 2 games of this series at home. I don't think the White Sox are quite that good, although they're okay. So I just like this one at -120, and I hope the Giants can bust out of it today. They've not been hitting, and that worries me a little bit.
And that's really going to be the key. They're actually very good at bullpen games. It's something that their manager's done significantly well over the last couple of years. So it's interesting to see if they can kind of extend that streak out there in San Francisco. I'm going to head to the best team in baseball for my backup bet here. I went with the Astros, -1.5, facing the Angels later today, -105. And this one comes down to 2 simple facts. First off, the Astros are phenomenal, right? They're very, very, very good at baseball. They're winning just game after game right now. They're hot. On top of that, their starting pitcher, Farmer Valdez, yes, Farmer, when facing Ohtani and Trout, they're combined 2 for 29 against him. If you can shut down Ohtani and Trout, you're going to beat the Angels. And so I'm going to go with the starting pitcher that's got them held into 2 for 29 career against him. And hopefully the Astros can put up a couple runs here and make it an easy win at home. Aaron, you want to talk a little bit about your backup, which is an all Halterman bet here.
I was going to say, I made Papa Dude proud here with my backup bet, and it's Toronto minus 130, and I think he kind of said it best. I just don't think the Rays will win 3 in a row against Toronto. Pitching matchup is pretty even, but I do think it favors the Blue Jays a little bit. Blue Jays are a pretty solid team. They've got a very good record. Tampa's not bad either, but I don't think they beat them 3 times in a row. So, yeah, I took the Blue Jays as the backup bet. Almost just made it the regular bet, but thought, no, you've hit horses 2 days in a row. Stick to what you do and go with a horse. And so we'll see, though. I like Toronto, and I think that game starts in about an hour and a half. So if you like the Blue Jays, go ahead and jump on that one here pretty quick.
That's a 1:37 start on that game. So, yep, that one's coming up pretty quick on us here. Before we head out, I got to talk a little bit about this hot dog eating contest. So I literally do have a guy who every year texts me hot dog picks, and he has lost 1 in like 7 bets. He told me there's 1 bet this year. It's his best bet. We're going to go with Miki Sotu, the most likely women's champion, under 45.5 hot dogs. A couple reasons for it. Apparently, she's not going to be pushed that hard this year. She also has a slight wrist injury, which I guess means something in hot dog eating. So we're playing the under 46.5 tomorrow with Miki Sudo. It's anywhere from 44.5 to 46.5 if you shop around and look, but we're taking the under. It was as high as 50.5. It's already been bet down. So seems like the steam is on the under here in this hot dog eating contest.
I guess the whip makes a lot of difference. I guess can't shove them.
You get the 2 hands going. You got the water and the hot dog.
Go with your offhand. I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to make one comment here, real quick. I promise to keep it quick. Kevin O here has a bet for us, Notre Dame to join the Big Ten at minus 130, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to tell you something. They are in the ACC in every sport that matters besides football. Would that not be one of the worst moves ever if they would jilt the ACC and go to the Big Ten? Would that not be ridiculous?
And the ACC let them join during the COVID year as well.
Absolutely.
In football. Yeah.
Bailed them out because they didn't have anybody to play.
Yes.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
ACC has let them in everything else.
Yeah.
And that, to me, would taint all the stuff that Notre Dame says they're all about, which we know they're not. But it would just put the final nail in the coffin there. That would not be awful if they're
going to the Big Ten.
Oh, they're totally going to the Big
Ten.
Ten.
Yeah. I'm not saying that, but
yeah. Well, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying it's going to happen. Yeah.
Loyalty means nothing.
Yeah.
When you're throwing that money around, it doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't.
Because Clemson's not staying in the ACC, right? They're an SEC team here in the next 5 years. I
mean, I think, yeah.
Like then you have Miami and Florida State. They're going to end up in one of the power conferences, right?
They have no choice.
You're going to sit around and play Wake Forest and Duke at football all day? Like it's just the pickings are pretty slim after you lose those guys.
You got Virginia, Pittsburgh. I mean, come on, that's real highlights. And I mean, and like you were saying the other day, what's Oregon going to do? You know, they're not going to sit out there and do nothing.
No.
So
they're going to the Big Ten, I'd say.
This is going to snowball. This is going to be.
Yeah, if you thought last offseason was bad when OU and Texas jumped, it's gonna be a domino effect worse this year.
Yeah,
Kevin Oak, can you actually bet that? Like, is that out there somewhere? Because I would love to get mine.
I would love to bet it.
There's no time limit.
I think that's a little low odds myself. Yeah, but, if that's out there, we might jump all over that.
The real question is, when do they grade it? Right? Like, is it have to be in 2022? Is this 2023? And like, how long do you want to tie up? And how much can you get down? Those are the big problems.
I think you're right.
I would think they can go immediately because they're not tied to a conference contract.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't you think we're going to have more action in the next month or so? I do. I think it's going to be blown sky high.
Especially with how fast the Big Ten accepted that said, yes, you're in, right? It took less than 12 hours after the story broke for them to vote them into the league. Like, it was just immediate. So there's going to be other dominoes that are going to start to fall here.
Yeah, and isn't it funny how they keep all this hush hush?
Yeah. Remember when OU and Texas, when that broke, there's nobody closer to OU than us. We had no idea.
No, and the media down there didn't either.
No. And then with the USC UCLA thing, I got an alert on my phone. I was like, that's not what I thought I would see today. You know,
I don't think it's hush hush when they don't keep anything else hush hush. It's amazing.
I don't know.
It really is.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up here. Take a quick look at the picks. Aaron going to Belmont, race 8, taking the number 5 horse, Love and Thunder, 9-5 morning line, backing it up with Toronto -130 if Love and Thunder gets bet too hard. Papa Dude taking the Giants over here at -120, trying to avoid the sweep. Also likes Toronto as well, as Aaron's back up. I'm going to be on the number 2 horse. Oh boy, something Arc, Lady Arc, Lost Arc. There it is. In the Belmont's first race, 7-5 morning line, 6-5 right now. If that one gets bet down too much, I'm going to go to the Astros, -1.5, -105 against the Angels today. We've also got the hot dog bet. We're going to play Miki Sodu under 46.5 hot dogs eaten tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful 4th of July. Stay safe and have a good time. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.